Have you ever pondered the complex puzzle that is the Israel-Palestine conflict? How did it begin, and more importantly, why does it persist? Delving deeper into the heart of this matter, the chronicle of this ongoing dispute dates back to the twilight of the 19th century. Set against the backdrop of the robust and deeply influential Ottoman Empire, the land known today as Israel and Palestine was an intricate tapestry of cultures, ethnicities, and religions. In the heart of this ever-flourishing empire, this land was a vibrant, multicultural mosaic. Not just a desolate desert, but a thriving domicile to a diverse populace that included Jews, Christians, and Muslims. This coexisting populace shared a history, a culture, and a connection to the land that was both intimate and profound. Amidst this diversity, a new movement began to stir, one that held significant implications for the future of this ancient land. It was in this setting that Zionism, a nationalist movement advocating for a Jewish homeland in Palestine, was born. As a response to the centuries-old persecution of Jews in Europe and Russia, Zionism emerged as a potent political force backed by a powerful ideology. Its advocates envisioned a state where Jews could live in peace, free from the threat of oppression and violence. By the early 20th century, the impact of Zionism began to manifest as waves of Jewish immigrants fleeing from relentless persecution in Europe started arriving in Palestine. The surge in immigration was not without consequence. It brought significant demographic shifts, and with it, the seeds of discord were sown. This mass migration set the stage for the first major conflict in the region, the 1920 Palestine riots. These riots were the manifestation of the simmering tension between the Jewish immigrants and the Arab locals. The Arab populace, who had long called this their home, found their lives disrupted by the influx of newcomers claiming the same land as their promised homeland. The tension did not just remain a localized concern, but evolved into an international issue. It kept intensifying, further fueled by political maneuverings, ideological differences, and the painful memories of a shared yet divided past. This high-octane conflict reached a boiling point when in 1947 the United Nations proposed a partition plan. This partition plan intended to divide the land into an Arab state and a Jewish state, with Jerusalem under international administration. However, its implementation led to a series of violent confrontations and wars that have continued to this day, leaving a deep and lasting impact on the region. The chronicle of the Israel-Palestine conflict does not merely chart historical events, but narrates a story of human struggle, survival, and the pursuit of identity. And thus the question remains, why does it persist? The simple answer is that it's a question of identity, recognition, and justice. As we continue to grapple with the complexities of this conflict, we must remember that it's a story of people and their relationship with their land and each other. The tension between the Jewish immigrants and the Arab locals intensified, culminating in the 1947 United Nations Partition Plan. This plan proposed dividing Palestine into an Arab state, a Jewish state, and an internationally controlled Jerusalem. This was an attempt to balance the interests of both the Jewish and Arab populations. The concept was simple on paper, yet its execution was anything but straightforward, igniting a wealth of conflict and discord in its wake. The proposed territory divisions were met with mixed reactions from the parties involved. The Jewish Agency, representing the Jewish population's aspirations and interests, saw the proposition as a positive step towards establishing a Jewish homeland. After years of immigration into Palestine, the Jewish community viewed this as a significant milestone on their path to officially carve out a space of their own. Thus, they accepted the proposal. On the contrary, the Arab League, a regional organization of Arab countries in and around North Africa, the Horn of Africa, and the Arabian Peninsula, staunchly opposed the plan. Their vehement rejection of the proposal was born out of a deeply rooted belief in their right to Palestine and a fear of losing this right to a Jewish state. The Arab League's response was far from peaceful. In fact, it sparked off a significant event in the ongoing conflict, the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. The 1948 Arab-Israeli War is considered one of the prominent milestones in the history of the Israel-Palestine conflict. Israel, being newly formed and less equipped, emerged triumphant from the war. This victory allowed them not only to retain their existence, but also to expand their territory beyond the originally proposed borders. Over following 6 decades, the Israel-Palestine conflict developed into an intricate web of history, ethnicity, and faith. The region witnessed a series of wars, uprisings, peace treaties, and periods of relative calm, each stage further complicating the equation. Despite numerous international interventions and attempted resolutions, a permanent solution, or a sustainable state of peace, has remained elusive. The key points to remember from this chronicle are birth of Zionism in the late 19th century and the subsequent Jewish immigration to Palestine, the 1947 United Nations Partition Plan and the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. The ongoing nature of the conflict, marked by periods of war, peace, and relative calm. Prompt after prompt and year after year, the conflict has evolved, shifting in dynamics and intensity, but its core issues remain unresolved. Despite numerous attempts at resolution, the conflict remains unresolved. The Israel-Palestine conflict is a complex and multifaceted issue. The conflict, now over a century long, is a testament to the political, religious, and cultural layers that have built up over the years, making it one of the most challenging disputes for resolution in the world. It's not just about a piece of land or territory. The roots this dispute run far deeper, entwining into the very identities of the people involved, the Palestinians and the Israelis. This storied conflict is not just about a parcel of land located in the Eastern Mediterranean. It's about history, about memories, and about a shared, yet distinct sense of belonging. It's about two peoples, both with legitimate claims and profound attachments to the same stretch of land. It's about national aspirations and the perpetual struggle for self-determination. It's about Jerusalem, sacred to 3 world religions, a city both sides declare as their capital. The conflict is about the tragic displacement of people, about refugees, and about the right of return. It's about the establishment of Israel in 1948, about the wars that followed, and about the occupation of Palestinian territories. It's about checkpoints and settlements, about walls and barriers, about security and terror. But beyond these tangible aspects, the conflict is also a clash of narratives. It's about how history is recounted, about who was there first and who was wronged. It's about heroes and villains, about martyrs and traitors. It's about diversity of experiences within each community, about the internal debates and the fragmented voices that often go unheard. The conflict is also a testament to the enduring human spirit. It's about the resilience of people living under occupation, about the courage of those who resist injustice, and about the visionaries who dare to dream of peace. It's about the relentless pursuit of justice, about the tireless efforts and organizations striving for a better future. It's about the bold peacemakers, the unsung heroes who risk everything in the name of reconciliation. And yet, it's about the tragic cost of unresolved conflicts. It's about the lives lost, the dreams shattered, and the potential unfulfilled. It's about the cycle of violence that seems unending, about the deep scars that mark both societies, and about the heavy burden that future generations are forced to carry. However, in all its complexity, the story of Israel and Palestine is also a lesson. It's a reminder of the importance of empathy and dialogue in resolving conflicts. It's about the need to listen, to understand, to respect, and to acknowledge. It's about the power of human connections and the transformative potential of peace-building efforts. Remember, understanding history is the first step toward building a better future. The Israel-Palestine conflict is a stark reminder that peace is not just about treaties and agreements, but about creating conditions for justice, dignity, and mutual respect. It's a call to action for all of us to strive for peace and justice, not just in the Middle East, but in every corner of the world.